starting at 10.
40.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Madeley.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Good morning to you. Very warm welcome to you as well. Welcome to Runway. And here we go. We've got 3 contestants here. Hopefully one of them, in about 25 minutes, will take off with their hearts singing from the runway. But before all that, lots to go through, including checking out the passports. Okay, and let's begin with Frida. And we open Frida's passport. We see that she's called Frida Livingston. She lives in Pollock in Glasgow. She's a housewife, and she was born in Glasgow, and she likes to fight lost causes. So what are these lost causes, Frida?
Various different ones. At the moment I'm doing a little course in communicating with the deaf. I've just started it.
Right.
I think this is very important. I think more people should do it. And my main lost cause is trying to get the district council to do the repairs.
Well, that is a lost cause. Complete waste of time, but the best of luck with
Thank
that,
you very much.
and the best of luck with your communication status with the deaf as well. That's very important. Let's move on now to Arthur. And this is Arthur Heel. Arthur lives in Yeovil. He's a retired chartered civil engineer, and Arthur was born in Doncaster. And after a recent birthday, we shall not say which it was, you personally went around the world, didn't you, with your 16-year-old granddaughter?
In Europe.
In Europe. You went around Europe, yeah?
Not quite all around the world.
Well, it's a big enough place.
Yes.
Where did you go?
We went to France, stayed in Paris, went across into to Austria, Switzerland, Italy, back into France.
Must have been a terrific trip.
Yes.
And it must
all
be
by train.
All by train?
Oh
was
yes,
it?
we did it by train, and I bought a very cheap knapsack and haversack and carried all my stuff in and walked about 10,000 miles.
I would have thought it must be really satisfying, actually, sort of having that kind of relationship with a granddaughter or a
Yes.
grandson, you know?
Yes.
You know, the generations really sort of meet.
Yes, we enjoyed it very much.
I bet you did.
And she said she did.
Well, she wouldn't have said it if she didn't. Okay, Arthur, nice
you.
to meet you. Good luck in the game. Let's move on now to Mary. This is Mary Kendall, and Mary lives in Ingleton in Carnforth, Lancashire. She's a retired teacher, and she was actually born in Lancaster. Now, like a lot of people who come to the show, Mary, you're into amateur dramatics, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, we always allow them to give a plug to whichever group they're with. Which one are you with?
Ingleton Theatre Group.
Ingleton Theatre Group. Okay, now what sort of parts have you had recently?
Well, I played the Dame, would you believe?
In what?
In Dick Whittington.
Did you?
Yes,
Did you?
yes. You know, slight change from the normal.
I'll say, yeah.
But,
Did you have good costumes, you know?
Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous.
Give us a line from the day. Go on.
Well, I'll tell you what I did do. I made a mistake. I
yeah.
came on and I said, and Alice Fitzwarren was the heroine, and I said, by the way, I think I'd better introduce myself. My name is Alice, or even Sarah.
Let's move on now. Back to Frida. And Frida, let's have a picture. Look at the picture, rather, you brought in of yourself. Very nice. Now, you look as if you sort of got your finger in your ear and you're thinking of something very witty to say. You look very perky, baby, were you?
Well, so they tell me.
Yeah, well, you look at there. Let's have a look at the newspaper that was published the day you were born, and it was a Scottish Daily Mail. And on the day you were born, Frida, the papers were carrying the greatest food news we've heard for years. Skippers were back on sale. Yeah, Skippers. It seems hard to believe you could get so excited about a tin of sardines. Anyway, if you turned on the wireless while eating your tea, your sardines on toast, you could have heard Mrs. Dale's Diary and The Archers, not simultaneously, but quite close together. All right, Arthur, how old does that make Frida?
46.
46, he says. Yes, a few gasps from the audience there. Frida's family, I think, has passed out. Mary?
Well, I think she's about 36.
You about 36. Well, it's very nice of you, dear, because, in fact, Frida, you are...
39.
39. Schweinhund, Arthur. You should pay for this in dirty tricks. Okay, you get the points, Mary, because you were closest. And, Frida, here we go, with 3 questions for you. On your year of birth, which was 1951, wasn't it?
51.
Right. Emir Talal was to be proclaimed King of Jordan the next day, the day after you were born. But he was succeeded by his son the following year because of mental illness. Who is his son?
Haven't a clue.
Oh, you don't know? Well, you can come in on a bonus point then, Mary or Arthur, if you think you know.
King Hussein.
You have to press your buzzer, I'm afraid, if you're going to get in there. Yes, Arthur?
King Hussein.
Yes, King Hussein, absolutely right. So you pick up 2 points. On we go, Frida, to your second question. A new science fiction novel which was to become a classic, was advertised. It was called The Day of the Triffids, but who wrote it? Day of the Triffids by... Visualize the jacket. No? Oh, right. Anybody in? Yes, Mary?
John Wyndham.
Yes, John Wyndham. Well done. 2 bonus points to you. Come on, Frida. Hugh Gateskill made a speech at the TUC conference in Blackpool. Which government post did he hold at the time?
Chancellor.
Yes, Chancellor of the Exchequer. Well done. You've broken your duck and you got 2 points. On we go to Arthur. There he is now. Fine figure of a man. Was he a fine baby? He certainly was, and I think he's had a sex change somewhere along the way. No, but that was the fashion. That was the fashion, wasn't it, to actually put little babies for these real posh pictures and these long flowing robes. You look gorgeous, I have to say. Eatable, eatable. Let's have a look at the newspaper that was published the day that you were born, and it's the Times. And if your family had been planning a holiday, Arthur, then they might have chosen Scarborough, advertised as the Queen of Watering Places. And if you were born, rather as you were born on Bastille Day, on this occasion it was celebrated here in the UK with collections for the French Red Cross. Okay, so Mary, how old does that make Arthur?
I hope he forgives me.
Yes, go on.
68.
68, okay. And Frida?
67.
67. Well, I think he'll forgive both of you because, in fact, you are...
74.
74. Yes, he doesn't look it, does he? You look blooming well for your age. It must be touting around Europe, you know, with a student knapsack on your back. Okay, so 74 you are, so let me think, who was closest? Who said 68? You did, right, so you get the point, Mary. 2 points. Okay, Arthur, here we go. 3 questions on the year of 1916. The birth columns might have featured the arrival of the Australian Prime Minister, who was dismissed by the Governor-General in 1975. Who was he?
Gough Whitlam.
Gough Whitlam, 2 points. Well done. Who was removed by the Council of Trinity College from his lectureship in logic and principles of mathematics because of his pacifist activities?
Bertrand Russell.
Bertrand Russell, 2 more points. That takes it to 6 altogether. The Lord Mayor of London opened a Mansion House fund for a national memorial to which Field Marshal who appeared on recruitment posters?
Lord Kitchener.
Lord Kitchener. A round of applause for Arthur. He's got a full house. Well done. So, takes the score to 8, and we move on down now to Mary. All right, Mary, let's see what you look like in your first publicity still. What a miserable child. You look deeply fed up.
Oh, I just had an operation.
Had you?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, so where was that taken? In a studio or in a hospital?
Yes, no, it was just after I came out.
Yes, yes. I think they should have waited a few days. You're proper poorly there. All right, let's have a look at the Times, because that was the paper that we're looking at the day that you were born. And the Lord Mayor's Parade this year had a Keep Fit theme. 3 young women were from Keep Fit groups all over London. And many of the 14-year-olds in Britain woke up to terrible news. The school leaving age was going to be raised to 15. All right, Frida, how old does that make Mary?
44.
44, okay. Arthur?
I'm sticking to 46.
You're sticking to 46. Well, you must... Yes, look, she's as happy as a pig in sand. In fact, Mary, how old are you?
52.
52. 52. So you're both wonderful to her. Arthur?
Thank you, love.
All right, don't overdo it, Mary. Okay. You were closest, Arthur. You get the 2 points. And here we go. 3 questions on 1938 now. And you don't look it, I must admit.
Thank
you.
you.
Don't look it. No, no. It's because you've got a happy disposition, you see.
Thank you.
At 10:20, on the national radio station, on 1,500 meters, there was a talk mainly about Manhattan. Still sending his letter from America, who gave the talk?
Alistair Cook.
Yes. The birth columns might have featured the arrival 4 days earlier of James Marcus Smith in Houston. He became a pop star who hit the headlines when his velvet trousers split on stage in 1965. What's his stage name?
PJ Proby.
That's right. You ever seen him?
Yes.
Any
Not
good?
in real life,
No,
no.
no, I just hope not. Who was appearing as Henry Ormerenroyd in his own play, When We Are Married, at the St. Martin's Theatre? Who wrote When We Are Married?
No idea, really. I'll say no, I can't. It wasn't.
No, it was J.B. Priestley.
Oh,
Never mind. So let's have a look at the scores at the end of that round. Frida, you've got 2, but Arthur and Mary well ahead with a joint 10. Well done. All right. Arthur, we'll put age before beauty, and we'll start with you. So let's have a look at your departure board this morning, and that means towns and cities. So let's have a look at the answers. Right, they're all sort of things that you'll find in a town, aren't they? Okay, so match up these questions I'll ask you with those answers. George Formby sang that he was leaving... They're all sort of things that you'll find in a town, aren't they? Okay, so match up these questions I'll ask you with those answers. George Formby sang that he was leaning on a what?
Lamppost.
That's right. Novelist Anthony Trollope is credited with the introduction of the what in Great Britain?
Pillar box.
Yes. Which film starring Marilyn Monroe and Don Murray was about the romance between a saloon singer and a cowboy?
Laundrette.
No, it wasn't Laundrette. Try again.
Car wash.
I would request you to get this one right.
Bus stop.
Right. In which building in Trompton did Hugh, Pugh, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble and Grubb work? In Trompton.
Chip shop.
No, wasn't there? There'd be a lot of them in there, wouldn't there? No, no, wasn't the chip shop.
Town hall.
No, wasn't
Fire
the town
station.
hall. Yes, the fire station. Give us a chance. Blimey. Can't get these cards out quick enough. Right, fire station is right. Right, we're left with the Building Society up there, so a little deposit for you on buildings generally, things found in a town. Britain's first automatic traffic lights were installed in 1927 in which Midlands town?
Birmingham.
Close, but no cigar. Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton. Never mind, Arthur. At the end of that round, you've got 18 points. Okay, Mary, your turn now. Let's have a look at your departure board. And that picture means entertainment. Can we see the answers? Right, they're all the name of actors. Here we go with your first question. The 1970s TV series, I, Claudius, was based upon the works of Robert who? Robert
Graves.
Right. Which Robert was waiting for Bananarama at number 3 in the March 1984 charts? Robert?
Young.
Not Robert Young. Try again. Robert?
Booth.
Not Booth. I think he was talking Italian.
De Niro.
Yeah, Robert De Niro. Okay. Co-star of TV's The Professionals. Who went on to star in the 1982 film Who Dares Wins?
Shaw.
Not Shaw. No, the other one.
Robert Redford.
Did you say Redford?
Yeah.
No, sorry, it's not Redford. I think you could get a drink from this guy.
Collins.
Yes, Tom Collins. I was thinking of. But in
didn't
fact,
know.
it's Lewis Collins we were thinking of. But no, but Tom Collins was the clue, you see. Oh, it gets complicated.
Yeah.
On we go. In Andrew Lloyd Webber's Song and Dance, the dance was originally supplied by Wayne Sleep and the song by Marty...
Webb.
Yes, well done. Okay, we are left with bridges there. Well, that's a bridge too far for you, so I'll give you a general question on actors. What is the name of the British Actors Union?
Equity.
Yes, absolutely, Equity. 2 more points, which takes your score to 20, Mary. All right, and on we go now to Frida. Frida, let's have a look at your departure board. And that picture there means fiction, so let's have a look at the answers. Right, they're all fictional dogs. And here we go with the first question of 9. What was the name of the dog in the Magic Roundabout?
Dougal.
Yes. Who appeared as Marley's ghost in the Disney film Mickey's Christmas Carol?
Goofy.
Yes. In EastEnders, what is the name of Ethel Skinner's pug?
Willie.
That's right, her little Willie. Which spaniel had a series of adventures with a mongrel called Tramp?
Lady.
Yes, doing well. A dog appears in Shakespeare's The Two Gentlemen of Verona. Now, Launch describes it as the sourest-natured dog that lives. What's its name?
Crab.
Yes, Crab. It would have to be, wouldn't it? Which hound was one of the earliest animated cartoons produced especially for TV?
Huckleberry.
Yep. What was the name of the dog which featured in Enid Blyton's famous 5 books?
Timmy.
Yes. Which ex-German army dog became one of the biggest box office draws of the silent cinema?
Tintin.
Okay, now we're left with Pluto up there, so I'll ask you a general question on fictional dogs. Which character created by Richard Crompton owned a dog called Jumble?
William.
And a round of applause for Frida. She's got a full house. Well done. So from being bottom of the pile, Frida's gone to the top of the heap. Now then, let's see what will change now as we go on to the group departure board. That's your sort of associate picture. It means sport. Let's look at the answers. Right, fingers on buzzers as we ask you questions that are to do with those words which seem to me to be about jockeys. So here we go. In the popular TV series Porridge, who did Ronnie Barker play? Frida.
Fletcher.
Right. Which American songwriter shared an Oscar with Henry Mancini for the song Moon River? Mary.
Mercer.
Right. The 1960s American police series starring Gene Barry was whose law? Yes,
Burke.
Mary. Burke's, right. The American poet who read his work at President Kennedy's inauguration in... Yes, Mary?
O'Neill.
Not O'Neill. I'll finish the question. People can buzz in. Kennedy's inauguration in 61, Arthur?
Frost.
Yes, Robert Frost. He was Robert Frost. Catherine who was the heroine of Emily Bronte's novel, Mary?
Earnshaw.
That's right, from Wuthering Heights. Princess Margaret's son is known as Viscount... Frida?
Linley.
Right. Which American general commanded the U.S. First Army? Frida.
Carson.
Ah, no, not Carson, so 2 away from you. Yes, Arthur?
Bradley.
That's right, in 1944, and you pick up 2. Well, it's jolly close at the end of that round, because we can see that Arthur has 22, and Frida and Mary just a notch ahead, 24 apiece. So, it's just about as close as it could possibly be, so it'll all change, of course, in the Dirty Tricks round after the break, our favourite round on this programme. But before we go for that, before we have a little rest, I'll ask you a question just for you at home. Let's look at the flag. and that is the flag of Brazil. So here we go with a question for you on Brazil, France, Italy, Brazil. Right. In Rio de Janeiro, the Maracanã is the world's largest what? I bet you know, but if you don't, I'll tell you in about 3 minutes from now. So kind, thank you very much, and welcome back to part 2 of Runway. Here we go. This is the question I gave you just before the break. In Rio de Janeiro, the Maracanã is the world's largest, you know? Yes, football stadium. 2 or 3 knew that. World's largest soccer stadium. Okay, Frida, Arthur, and Mary. 24, 22, 24. Sounds like a very thin girl, doesn't it? Anyway, here we go. Here we go with our dirty tricks round, appropriately enough. And as you know, I'll be throwing you 15 questions. And if you get it right on the buzzer, then you can knock 4 points off the score of one of your opponents, usually the leading person, unless you really hate someone, in which case you can do it. Or you can keep 2 points for yourself, okay? But don't do that. Knock off the points, because that's the way to win. So if you're ready, fingers on the buzzers, here we go with the first question. Where on the body would a snood be worn? Mary?
On the hair, the head.
Yes, on the head, yes. Well, who's going to come down?
I'm sorry, Frida.
Sorry, Frida, down you come. They always say sorry to begin with, but you wait till Frida gets her back. All the apologies go out the window. What does a mercer deal in? Arthur?
Cloth.
Yes, textile fabrics, or fine cloth. Off you go. Who's going to lose?
Oh, Mary.
Mary, yes, sorry. Down you come to 20, so Arthur assumes the lead. What name, meaning demon, was applied to the 15th century prince Vlad the Impaler? Arthur?
Faust.
What did you say?
Faust.
No, Dracula, I'm afraid. Dracula, so 2 to Mary and 2 to Frida. Are there 20, 24, 28, or 32 time zones which cover the world? Arthur?
24.
Absolutely right. Who are you going to nobble?
Frida.
Frida, right, okay, Frida, down you come to 18. They didn't like that one. Right, what is the translation of the name of the Italian wine, Lacrima Christi? Mary?
Milk Christ.
Oh, very close, but no, you can't come in, Frida. It's the Tears of Christ. The Tears of Christ. Bad luck. So 2 to Arthur and 2 to Frida, and there are 10 to go. Which Disney cartoon film begins with several storks delivering babies in Florida? Frida?
Dumbo.
Dumbo is right, okay.
Arthur.
Yes, Arthur, I'm afraid you join Frida, and you come down to 20. Khufu, Akhenaten, and Amenhotep were rulers of which country? Frida.
Egypt.
Yes, well done. Good guess. Egypt. Okay, who's
Mary.
going down? Yes, Mary, down you go to 18. What date is Lady Day? Yes, Arthur.
25th of March.
Good one, yes, 25th of March. And?
Frida.
Yes, Frida, of course. Down you come to 16. What does the C stand for in the acronym UNESCO? Yes, Frida.
Children.
Not children, it's cultural. So 2 to Arthur and 2 to Mary. It's still very close, though. How was Martha Jane Canary of Deadwood, South Dakota, better known? Yes, Mary.
Calamity Jane.
Calamity Jane, all right. Where does Calamity
Arthur,
before?
I'm sorry.
Arthur, yes. Stop apologizing, Mary. You love it. And down he goes to 18. 5 to go. What is the English meaning of the Latin word arbor? Yes, Arthur.
Tree.
Yes, a tree. Your Latin stands you in good stead. And?
Mary.
Mary, yes, of course. Mary down to 16. Arthur, you're back in the lead again. It's up and down, isn't it? What word describes a tropical storm occurring in the China Sea and the West Pacific Ocean? Arthur.
Typhoon.
Right again. You've got a choice now. Who's it going to be?
Well, Frida.
It's Frida's turn, isn't it? Okay, down she comes to 12, and there are 3 to go, whose novels include French Without Tears and The Winslow Boy. Arthur.
Terence Rattigan.
Right again. Is it Mary?
Yes.
It is, isn't it? Down she goes, joins Frida on 12. 2 to go now. In the Roman Catholic Church, Pater Noster is the Latin name for Arthur.
Lord's Prayer.
Yes, and who's going to suffer?
Mary.
Yes, Mary, I'm afraid you come down to 8, and this is the last question. What is the alternative name for wildebeest? Mary.
Wild beast.
No, name, not pronunciation. No, you can't come in, Arthur. It's the GNU. So 2 goes to Arthur, 2 goes to Frida. Would you believe it? Arthur's won. Well done. Well, I have to say, of all the dirty trick signs we've had in this program, that was the most polite. Every time you stuck the knife in, you said, "Oh, sorry," and you did it. Never mind. Bad luck to Frida. Bad luck to Mary. You don't leave empty-handed. You take away a large block of wood, otherwise known as the Chronicle of the 20th Century, and, of course, the newspaper that was published on the day that you were born. So congratulations, and thanks for playing the game. A round of applause. But time now to see if Arthur has what it takes to take off from the runway. Well, Arthur, well done for getting this far. Of course, you've already won yourself a colour portable television set, but we hope you're going to get a bit better than that. So let's look at the board there. 75 seconds is what you have to answer 9 questions correctly. Every time you get 3 right, I will stop the clock and you can change your destination. But you have no choice over the first destination, which is going to be Canada. Canada. So questions on Canada coming. If you're ready, we're ready, and we'll start the clock. Now, Goat Island is in the middle of which tourist attraction on the Canadian border? Niagara Falls. Ontario-born Florence Nightingale Graham, better known as Elizabeth Arden, became successful in which field?
Cosmetics.
Correct. What's the main mountain range of Alberta and British Columbia?
The Rockies.
Correct. Canadian Eskimos traditionally greet each other by rubbing what?
Noses.
Correct. Stop the clock. Good one. Right. 56 seconds left on the clock. 3 right. You can either stay with Canada, which has served you well, or you can move to Spain.
Stay with Canada.
You'll stay with Canada. Okay. Ever been there?
No.
No? All right. Well, you're doing well. If you're ready, we're ready, and we'll start the clock. Now, which game did the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens play?
Ice hockey.
Correct. Which French statesman said in 1967, Vive le Québec libre, or Long live free Quebec, when visiting Canada?
General de Gaulle.
Correct. Which city did Queen Victoria choose as Canada's capital?
Ottawa.
Correct. Stop the clock. Well, excellent. 41 seconds left. You've got them all right. What do you want to do? Do you want to stay with Canada, or this time move to the USSR?
We'll go over.
You'll go over?
Yes.
Gosh, that's brave. Good for you. Okay. Going over to Russia. Living dangerously. And why not? Okay, 41 seconds left. All you've got to do is get 3 right. Lots of time. I'm sure it's going to be fine. If you're ready, we are, and we will start the clock. Now, which 4 letters appear on Russian postage stamps?
CCPS.
No, CCCP.
CP.
What originally was a Kremlin?
Palace.
No, a citadel or fortress. In the Russian monetary system, a ruble is made up of 100
Pass.
kopecks. Which Soviet ballet and opera companies are based at the State Theatre in Leningrad?
Kirov.
Correct. Which is Moscow's other major soccer team, along with Moscow Dynamo?
Spartak.
Correct. Which Siberian lake is the world's deepest?
Got to pass.
Pass. Baikal. The Hermitage Art Gallery is located in which Leningrad building?
Pass.
The Winter Palace. Which English Prime Minister once described Russia as a riddle wrapped inside a mystery inside an enigma?
Winston Churchill.
Correct! I'll do you. That is really trying it on. Arthur, I mean, I think that was such a brave decision to go for Russia. You didn't have to. You did it just to sort of basically put a bit of excitement into it, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Give yourself a challenge.
Yes.
Because, well, obviously you would have finished with Canada much sooner than that, but you went right to the brink, right to the zero, and that's the way to do it, and you've done it. So I think another round of applause is in order here. Where would you like to go to?
I haven't decided, but I'd rather fancy going to Norway.
Going to Norway. Lovely, lovely. And who would you take? Because, you know, you get 2 tickets.
My wife.
You take your wife. That's marvellous. What's her name?
Edith, she's up there.
Edith. Edith, are you pleased? Good. She's delighted. And Norway it is then. All right, Arthur, thanks very much for playing. I'm delighted that you won. Mary and Frida, bad luck, but it's nice to see someone win like that, isn't it? Really great. Okay, and I hope you've enjoyed the programme. Good to see Arthur winning so well, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with another winner, 9:25. Until then, or maybe a bit sooner, I'll be seeing you. Bye for now.